The main classes of climates identified for the African continents can be grouped into three different categories. A. Hot humid climates. B. Arid climates. C. Temperate climates. In this lecture, the characteristics of Group B, arid climate zones of Africa will be discussed. Arid climates are mainly found in the 15 to 30 degree latitude belt in both hemispheres. They exhibit low precipitation, great variability in precipitation from year to year, low relative humidity, high evaporation rates when water is available, clear skies, and intense solar radiation. Maximum temperatures are higher than those of hot, humid climate, and high is the daily temperature variation. Humidity, especially in the hottest hours, is very low. Breezes are generally light with no strong predominant direction. Within Group B, two main types of climates are identified: BW, desert arid climate, and BS, semi-arid or steppe climate. Within BW, desert arid climate, two main groups are distinguished. The first one is BWH, hot arid climate. This occupies mainly the northern part of the continents, Sahara Desert, and relatively lower part of east, regions of the Horn of Africa and South Africa, Namib deserts. Representative location is Niamey in Niger. These deserts can remain free of rainfall for many consecutive years. The total annual precipitation remains below 250 mm everywhere. The sky can remain clear for many months, so the measured daily average solar radiation is very close to the theoretical one calculated for clear sky. Especially in summer months, the sky is also clear for the high dryness of the air, as the relative humidity drops to very low values, even less than 10%. The annual temperature swings reaches at very high values and can be equal to daily temperature swing. The respective average values are around 18 to 22 degrees Celsius, but the diurnal variation is still higher due to the fact that the maximum daily temperatures in the hottest months reach at very high values. The maximum recorded is 58 degrees Celsius. The typical characteristics of tropical deserts undergo important modifications in the regions that extend always in tropical latitudes along the western coast of the continents. This kind of coastal desert climate is sometimes in the literature named as BWN. Within BW, the second one is cold arid climates called BWK. Representative location is city of Calvinia in South Africa. Regions with an arid climate with cold winter are found in very limited areas of the continents at higher altitudes. The scarce amount of precipitation is the element that brings these areas closest to the tropical deserts, while the thermal regime represents the most important elements of differentiation. In fact, the summer is very hot, over 30 degrees Celsius, while the winter is very cold, so much that average temperatures are recorded below 0 degrees Celsius during coldest period. Annual temperature range is therefore very high and far exceeds the diurnal one. However, this has not negligible values, especially in the summer months. Only few zones in Africa are characterized by such climate. Within BS, semi-arid or steppe climate, two main groups are distinguished. The first one is BSH, hot semi-arid climate. Representative location is Windhoek in Namibia. The regions with a semi-arid climate represent transitional bands between the real desert, which is BW, and the humid climate, which is A. Precisely in the polar margin of the deserts, they interpose themselves between these and the temperate climates, while in the equatorial margin, they mark the passage towards the humid climates, which is AW. In some of these areas, such as in the Sahel, south of Sahara, desertification processes are underway, which is a progressive transition to the climatic area of BW. Within BS, the second one is cold semi-arid climate called BSK. As cold arid climates BWK, these are also present in limited areas of Africa, located in elevated portions of the northwest and southern parts of continents, typically bordering a hot humid climate or a Mediterranean climate. Representative location is Kimberley in South Africa. These climates usually feature warm to hot dry summers, though are typically not quite as hot as those of hot semi-arid climates. Unlike the hot semi-arid climates, these tend to have cold winters. These areas usually see some snowfall during the winter, though snowfall is much lower than at locations at similar latitudes with more humid climates. These climates tend to feature major temperature swings between day and night, sometimes by as much as 20 degrees Celsius or more in that time frame. Cold semi-arid climates at higher latitudes tend to have dry winters and wetter summers, while at lower latitudes tend to have precipitation patterns more similar to subtropical climates with dry summers, relatively wet winters, and even wetter springs and autumns. In hot arid climates, days are invariably very hot. The high daytime temperatures are accompanied by moderate to low humidity, such that even a gentle breeze will usually be sufficient to prevent skin surfaces from becoming moist. Low humidity in the hottest hours attenuates the level of discomfort, and a wider daily temperature variation means that nights are relatively comfortable. Winds are generally weak, persistent at times. Strong winds are experienced locally. Severe sudden violent windstorms accompanied by thick rising sand occur from time to time in some parts of the zone. Heat during the day imposes severe restrictions on people's outdoor activities. Houses should aim at keeping indoor temperatures low during hot days and provided with shaded outdoor areas to carry out various activities. Very often, people like to rest and sleep inside during these hot hours. In hot semi-arid climates, the discomfort caused by the high daytime temperatures prevailing during most of the year can be critical. Though steady breezes too often alleviate the heat of afternoon, it can be chilly during the cloudy months of July and August and during and immediately after rains. Comfort conditions at night vary considerably over the year. Many times it is likely to be uncomfortably warm inside messy walls and poorly ventilated houses. During colder and rainy seasons, it can, however, be distinctly cool at night. In order to design properly sustainable buildings in Africa, designer must take into account the characteristics of analyzed climatic zones. The characteristics of the Group C temperate climates will be discussed in next lecture.